On June 12, 2026, two of the most advanced AI models in the world went offline. Not because they broke, not because of a bug, because the US government ordered it. Anthropic's Fable 5 and Mythos 5, models that developers had been using for weeks, were pulled completely, disabled for every customer, everywhere. And the reason given was a potential security vulnerability. Anthropic pushed back immediately. They said the technique was narrow, non-universal, and already replicable by other publicly available models, but none of that mattered. The models were gone, same day. Now here is the part that caught my attention. The same day Fable 5 went dark, June 12th, a different model launched. It was called Kimi K2, 7 code. It was released as open weights on Hugging Face. You can download it, run it on your own hardware, deploy it using tools like VLLM, SGLang, or Docker, and it cannot be recalled. No government order, no kill switch, no subscription that disappears overnight. That comparison became the most shared benchmark table in developer communities this week. Fable 5 scored 80.3% on SWeBench Pro, a rigorous coding benchmark. Kimi K2, 7 scored 81.1% on MCP Mark tool use benchmarks, nearly identical performance. One is offline, one is running locally on thousands of machines right now. That contrast tells you something important, something most people scrolled past entirely. So let us talk about what this actually means for you, because this is not just an AI policy story. There is a real practical opportunity buried inside this headline, and it is one most people are going to completely miss. Think about how most people use AI right now. They open ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, they pay a monthly subscription, they build workflows around it, they automate their work with it, and then one day, a policy changes. A pricing model shifts, a government directive arrives, and suddenly the tool they built their workflow around is gone or locked behind a new paywall. This is not hypothetical anymore. This week it actually happened, and it revealed a structural vulnerability that every freelancer, small business owner, and side hustler needs to understand right now. Here's what gets genuinely interesting when you dig deeper. Open-weight AI models have been improving at a remarkable pace. A year ago, the gap between closed frontier models and open models was significant. The closed models, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, were clearly ahead, but that gap has been closing fast, and in some specific tasks, open models are now matching or exceeding closed ones. Kimi K2, 7 is a clear example, outperforming a model that the US government considered capable enough to restrict. That is a meaningful moment. If you are finding this useful, consider subscribing for more practical AI insights every week. Now let us talk practically. What is an open-weight model? And why does it matter to someone who is not a developer? Think of it this way. A closed AI model is like renting an apartment. You use it. You pay every month. The landlord can change the rules anytime. They can raise the price, add restrictions, or in extreme cases, like this week, close the building entirely. An open-weight model is like owning the land. You download the model, it lives on your machine or your server. No one can take it away, no subscription, no shutdown, no access restrictions. You control it completely. Now you might be thinking, this sounds complicated, and for raw model deployment it can be, but here is where the opportunity is. The tools for running open models locally have become dramatically simpler this year. Platforms like Llama let you run powerful open models on a basic laptop. No advanced setup, no coding required for basic use. And services like Hugging Face Spaces let you access many open models directly in a browser. No download needed at all. The barrier to entry is lower than most people think. So, what can you actually do with this? Let me break down 3 real income opportunities this creates. The first one is AI workflow consulting for small businesses. Small businesses are already nervous about AI tool reliability. This week's shutdown just gave them a reason to be even more nervous. And they need someone to help them build systems that are resilient. Someone who can say, here is a workflow that does not break when a government order arrives. That person can charge real consulting rates, anywhere from $50 to $200 per hour globally. You do not need to be a developer. You need to understand which tools are stable and how to connect them. The second opportunity is building niche AI automation products on top of open models. Open models through the Llama framework can be embedded into custom tools. Think about a small real estate office needing a local AI assistant for drafting property descriptions, or a law firm needing a document summarizer that never sends data to a third-party cloud server. Data privacy is a real concern for many businesses. An open, locally running model solves that, and someone who builds and packages that solution can charge a setup fee plus a monthly maintenance retainer. The third opportunity is creating educational content around open-weight AI. This week's news just created a large new audience of people asking the same question. What AI tools are actually safe to build on? YouTube channels, newsletter writers, and course creators who answer that question clearly and practically right now will capture an audience that is actively searching for answers, and that audience will be loyal because the fear of dependency is real now. It was proven real this week. Hold that thought for a second because there is one more layer to this. Anthropic and OpenAI are both now building formal cybersecurity vetting programs. This means access to the most powerful closed AI models is going to get more restricted over time, not less. Certain capabilities will be gated behind institutional review, behind government clearance, behind enterprise contracts. The open weight world is moving in the opposite direction. More capable, more accessible, and completely decentralized. That divergence is going to create a two-tier AI ecosystem, and the people who understand both tiers and know when to use each will have a real advantage, not just in technical skill and income potential, in business resilience, in positioning. Think about the comparison one more time. Fable 5, a model companies paid to access, offline in hours. Kimi K2, 7, free, open, downloadable, locally deployable, running on thousands of machines as you watch this video. That is not a small difference. That is a structural shift in how AI power is distributed. And the window to build around it before the mainstream catches up is right now. The practical path forward is clear. Explore Ollama this week. It is free and runs on most modern laptops. Look at Kimi K2, 7 on Hugging Face, and understand what it can do. Ask yourself what task in your current work could be automated by a model you fully control. Then ask yourself what business or person around you has the same need. That intersection is where the income opportunity lives. The news this week was not just about policy, it was a signal. The AI tools you depend on are subject to forces outside your control. The tools you own and run yourself are not. Start thinking about that difference. Start building around it. What part of your work would you most want to automate with an AI tool you fully control? Drop that in the comments.